The Nautilus was floating in the midst of a phosphorescent layer, which in the semi-darkness seemed extraordinarily bright. This effect was produced by myriads of tiny, luminous animals, whose glitter increased as they touched the submarine's metal hull. I also saw flashes of light in the midst of these waters, looking like streams of melted lead in a blazing furnace, or metal brought to a red-white heat. They were such that by contrast, some of the other luminous areas were like shadows in the fiery waters, from which all shadows should have disappeared. No, this was no longer the calm gleam of normal light. It was full of an extraordinary intensity and movement. This light felt as if it were alive. The wind whined. A few leaves blew, scraping across the floor. The air was damp and cold. They stood silently. "I wonder if he thought of us," Chris said, looking at the stone face. "I wonder if he ever missed us."
"Of course he did,"
the professor said.
"Don't you miss him?"
Chris nodded. Kate sniffed and blew her nose. "I do," Johnson said. They went back outside. They walked down the hill to the car. By now, the rain had entirely stopped, but the clouds had remained dark and heavy, hanging low over the distant hills. Stanley was not a bad kid. He was innocent of the crime for which he was convicted. He'd just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. It was all because of his no-good, dirty, rotten, pig-stealing great-great-grandfather. He smiled. It was a family joke. Whenever anything went wrong, they always blamed Stanley's no-good, dirty, rotten, pig-stealing great-great-grandfather. Supposedly, he had a great-great-grandfather who had stolen a pig from a one-legged gypsy, and she put a curse on him and all his descendants. Stanley and his parents didn't believe in curses, of course, but whenever anything went wrong, it felt good to be able to blame someone. Things went wrong a lot. They always seemed to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.